Hello, kids. Hello. How are you doing today? Can you hear me okay? I'm going to assume yes. If it's bad, you guys will tell me. You're so good at that. You're very good at being like, "Dad, this is fucking up," and let me know so I don't look like a doofus dingus. First, I'm going to be organized today. It's a new me. It's a new dad. I was staring at the fountains last night with the Hugin, and I was thinking, what do I want to fix about myself? Nothing like beautiful fountains to make you go, I wish I was a fucking fountain spewing water all day, not having to think thoughts. Then I started thinking about it and I was like, I wish I was more organized. I don't know why I thought that. You know why I think I thought that? Because I was watching a lot of Olympics. And anytime you watch the Olympics, that shit pops up in your algorithm. So I've been getting Simone Biles content all day. Look at what time Simone Biles wakes up and works out. Look at what her day is. And it's all the exact same thing. And I'm sitting there going, man, that has to suck every day. Just the same thing. And then it clicked like, no, like people do this in the military. They do it as nurses. Every job I've ever had, it's been the same shit every fucking day. Maybe organization is a good thing. Maybe chaos works for some people. It works for me, but maybe life will work better if I'm more organized. So I decided today I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be more organized. And I was. And I plan to continue this into the rest of the evening and see how it goes. Everything did get thrown for a loop. I will get into that. But first, I have to say, thank you, Melly, for becoming a YouTube member. Why does it do that, Melly? I thought you were already a YouTube member. Are you a member of the channel now? You weren't before? Oh, I love you. I love you, kids. We're going to Snoop today. We're snooping. Melly is a champion. Everybody's saying hello. Look at Melly. I run miles every day, sleep or no sleep, every day. Do you feel that if you don't run every day, you feel like not naked, but like something's wrong, like a limb is missing? Because I do notice when I get into routines, if I'm too expectant of them, then if they're not perfect or they don't go exactly how I'm used to, I can cope. Oh my God, he farted again. Oh my God, he's right under me and he farted again. I'm trying not to gag. If I gag, that's when I keep gagging. And that's when I get real like, ugh. I inhaled more. I have to keep doing this. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I just need a minute. Oh. It's going to be fine. 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 Jen McCabe. Jen McCabe. Jen McCabe. Oh! Jen McCabe. Okay. Sorry. I've been trying this new thing where I say Jen McCabe to myself to get mad. And for some reason, getting mad makes me. Smell it and get used to it. Smell and get used to it. Jen McCabe. Jen McCabe. Okay. Getting mad helps me get centered. Death metal yoga is a thing. And it's made for your dad. Listen, I want to say hi to all of you, but there's so many of you in here already. And by so many, I mean more than 10. Part of being organized is recognizing patterns. And the patterns are that I seem to get off track when I want to say hello to every single person. And I was that kid who would get on the bus and shake hands with every stranger. Everywhere I went, I had to introduce myself to people. It got me off track in life. I cannot let it happen again. Oh, I can still smell it. What is dying in your asshole? It's not his fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. Okay, let's get to the point. Hello, everybody. I love you all so much. I was thinking about being organized this week. What do you think of that? I still hang out in lots of my old politics streams, and some heavy drama was popping off last night. Was popcorn. I got to confront this dude who called me the N-word like a year ago. Oh my God. First of all, fuck him to the moon and back. I'm going to make a voodoo doll of him. What do you think he looks like? Second of all, I'm so glad you confronted him about that. Because, and this is the thing that I get into arguments with, I'm going to be honest, some people back home who are very conservative who get loose with their language. Let's just say that. I mean, they don't pop off and talk like that, but they'll say some shit that's damn fucking close to being not okay. And I'm a comedian, so I'm all about free speech and shit, but also you have freedom to react. And I always try not to be reactive, but when someone crosses a line that is obviously like, okay, you're just being a fucking asshole, then you get to pop off and you get to stand up for yourself. You could do it anytime you want, but I think people have lines, you know? And I've had to explain to people, you know what? One day you're going to say it to somebody and they're not going to be okay with that. Not that word, but other things. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but like words that are just like, you can't just say it. Like, people could take that wrong, you know? And whenever I have this conversation, it's always like, well, I got a black friend. It's like, that doesn't fucking change things. Like, that changes nothing. Also, like the big one that we get down south is, well, I'm half Mexican. Well, me fucking too, but I'm not gonna go say some of these words. I'm not gonna fucking scream build a wall in someone's face if they're from Mexico and like have family who wants to be here and can't. Like, it sucks. It just sucks to be a shitty person. And when someone says something offensive, I think it's good to check them because people always think they're behind a computer even when they're not. And why does all that get thrown out the window just because you're not face to face with someone? I mean, I've gotten sassy with people before where it's like I probably wouldn't be as sassy in real life, but being hateful is different. We don't need to be hateful. So good. I'm glad you confronted them. What happened? I hope they felt like shit. Fuck them. Hello, Daniel. Austin's been so oppressively hot. I miss the rain. What do you think? For your birthday, may I? You may. Happy birthday. Is it your birthday, Bojangles? Happy birthday. Oh, everybody say happy birthday to Bojangles. How many miles? Oh, Jesus. 10, right? Isn't that what she said? 10? Yes, my life is pointless if I don't get my run in. See, I feel like if something changes in the routine, once I get into it, I start to freak out. So part of my method of like being able to deal with that was to just live with chaos. Like, let everything, one of the reasons I just go when I can is because it's when I can. But I'm starting to think that maybe it's better to be organized because the whole world doesn't live like me. And I can't expect it to all revolve around me. So in moments when I need to be organized, I also need to be prepared for that. So in kind of like how I make myself a human callus and I try to get you kids to fucking handle that shit too. I need to be able to do a routine and break it. So I'm thinking that it's time to get more organized. What do you guys think? Do you like being organized or do you need to be less organized because you're too uptight? What do you think? How do you feel? This is one of my favorite things. I've had so many friends say this. I run when people chase me. That's what my friend Maggie says all the time too. I love that. I feel so much better when I go on my walks. Okay, so you do walks, light a candle. For the fart, it won't matter. I could put a beautiful rose in his ass and it's not going to smell any better. Holly says, hello, which? My big brother, Adam. Adam, how are your allergies? And did you guys enjoy Adam? Did you go live? Did y'all enjoy his live if he did? Oh, your dad was so out of it. Your dad was so exhausted. I had such a long day. Got so little sleep. I did not get to see it. But the end them, I put you on my list and I go back and I watch. And I like your shorts. Not your physical shorts. I've never seen you wear shorts. I've seen you wear overalls. Those are bomb as fuck. But I like the shorts, the reels or whatever that you put up of you cooking. Because I thought I was the only one who made fucking pizza tias. That I have some Palo Santo next time I see you for these emergencies. Excellent. You know how your dad loves Palo Santo. Baby Hoogs needs a new ass. I'm telling you, he needs a new ass. You're right. It needs to be. We need to fix that ass. Vicksburg under the nose. Vicks? Vapor rub? See, the problem with that is I touch my face too much. I feel like I would get it in my eye. Okay, there's got to be a solution to the dog fart issue. The solution is he never eats, and I can't do that to him. He has to eat or he'll die. I have to keep the Hugin alive. It's Boston Terriers. because I don't know if I told y'all this, Geach farted so much, and I thought, he's little, he's not gonna fart. No, baby Hooks farted a lot. He's gone now, and I did cry when he left. Oh, it was so hard. I got so used to 2 Hoogs. The worst part is when they leave. Oh, I'm gonna cry thinking about it. I can't cry. Jen McCabe. Okay, baby Hoogs farted, and it smelled maybe a little worse than the big Hoogs. Baby Geach, his farts smell like rancid mayonnaise. They are bad. Oh, I hate I hate mayonnaise. Baby Geach, we had to I literally took the sheets off the bed to wash them because it's like, I can't with you, little one. Like, your farts are so fucking bad. Our neighbor has a Boston Terrier named Kona. I asked the guy or maybe he's the pet sitter. I don't know. He acted like it was no big deal. But I asked him, I said, what does Kona's fart smell like? Dead people? And the guy was like, I don't know. I've only smelled them once, and yeah, they were pretty bad, and then acted uncomfortable. I can never tell who the couple is. They have different people walk Kona. It doesn't matter. Anyway, apparently Kona has shitty farts too. I mean, it does come out of the ass. So I don't know what I expect. You can walk and hike, but no running. You fucked up your ankles. Oh, so sorry, Ernie Birdie. I think I have cankles, but Dylan said I don't. But I think I do. They feel very staunch and very strong, but my calf is still fucked up. I want to buy you a pair of those nose plug swimmers where I have the ones that are for at night so you don't snore because you're dead snorgs. It's all 3 of us apparently. And it turns out those pull your nose apart. They do make you snore less, but they make you smell the farts more. So I just snore at night. And in a way, I'm grateful because then I'd smell more farts. Vicks under the nose. Yeah, it does. When I'm struggling, Jen McCabe is I know it's macabre, and I always read it McCabe. Jen McCabe is the first person I think of to swoon. Yeah, I know when you fucking fap it, you think of Jen McCabe. Boho! What? Dad's getting crazy. Adam loves Jen. We're going to hook him up. You need a fan by your desk. I have one, but tell me, okay, I'm already getting behind, but I'll skip to the bottom. Yeah, 47% of this cult is dedicated to Hoogan farts. I'm going to bottle them and start shipping them through the Snoopy Doopa store, which, by the way, is still up and running. And I'm about to add new prints tonight because I don't want to just sell AI stuff, but I have been fucking with a lot of AI, but I feel like that's like not cool. I don't know. I feel like it's unethical. Like, it's easy. Something else generated it. So I took like parts of AI and I've been fucking with my Procreator and my regular, like, I draw a lot. So I was like drawing with pen, and I've been making some really cool stuff where I integrate them. And I got the Hoogan himself to do paw prints and nose prints on some stuff so that I could then basically remove the background of them and have them for the art. And I've been fucking with some stuff. It's so cool. And I sent them to my buddy, and he sent me some proofs, and they're really sick. And I should go pull them out, but they're in the other room. But tell me, 1, if you can hear this loudly. 2, if you don't hear it at all. I'm going to turn the fan on. I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3. Just put a 1 if you hear it loudly, because I don't want to fuck up the sound on this. Okay, it's on. Do you hear it loudly? Is it affecting the stream? 1s if it is, 2 if it's not. Okay. Bill Belichick. Belichick was the term my husband and I. Who's the coach from Philly? I really like that guy. I watched Quarterbacks and it was amazing. Young Black Economist. I'm so glad I'm streaming too. I missed you guys. I can't get poopery. Long story short, okay, between you and me, before your dad and your dad's boyfriend got together a decade ago, we had others. We had other people that we were dating, and we both went through a breakup at the same time. Now, I had been dating a piece of shit. Not a problem for me to break it off. Your dad's boyfriend was dating a young lady for a long time. Her family like invented that stuff. And I feel like it's wrong to put it in the bathroom. I don't know. I don't think he'd care, but I feel like, is that fucked up? Like, I'd get pissed. Well, my ex never invented anything cool. But anyway, I would get pissed if he did. Or maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I think I'm pretty cool with things like that. And I think he is too, but I don't think I would. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt weird about it, but it does smell really good. But I did ask a friend, is that okay? And she was just like, if somebody put like something my ex's family invented in the bathroom. I would not be cool with it. And so I was like, okay, I'll just take y'all's advice. So anyway, you can't do farts. Me neither. I can make them. Did I say last night? I bet an hour ago. Dude, what happened when you confronted? I want to know. I want to know. Whose ass do your siblings need to kick? The farts in Hugin's ass. Okay, show us where they at. Yeah, show us where they are. Give us their screen name. Offer it up to the cult. Yeah, it's like he considers himself a leftist as well. Of course. You know, again, there's assholes on both sides, but they're both very extreme and they're different kinds of assholes. And it is so hard to deal with both of them. And you know what I'm talking about, right? Like how some people go so fucking far left. It's like, okay, at this point, you're a handmaid's tale. Like you want everybody to walk on fucking eggshells. You want to be a victim all the time. You want to be fucking crazy and complain about fucking everything. And then on the other side, it's like, well, that's just being a Nazi. So at this point, like, how do we find a middle? What the fuck? Jen McCabe doll for Hugin to destroy. Oh my God. Oh, my dog. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Hi, Holly. I like that. Freedom to react. Exactly. You have a freedom to speak. We have a freedom to react to your speech. If you're going to get in my face and fucking scream at me about some shit that you don't like that happens to hit too close to home, I have a right to scream in your face, hey, buddy, that hits too fucking close to home. You're about, you bumbling with the bee here. How about you fucking chill? Hello, family. I haven't hung out with y'all in forever. Michelle Lalonde, we missed you, bitch. We missed you. It's called fucking around and finding out. That's true. It is true. Who are they? I'll send them some shit, says Walk Among the Tombstones. I'm allowing us 20 minutes to gib a gab. Keyboard warriors do need to get a life. They absolutely do. Oh, Dad, it took me years to make real dad stop saying the N-word, but I broke him. I'm so lucky mine doesn't. Here's the thing. My dad has a friend who is his close friend. One of my real dads. I have two dads. I have a bio dad and my stepdad who helped raise me. And he is basically, I call him dad. He's my dad. They're both dads as far as I'm concerned. Stepdad had a buddy who's a black guy who I think, this is my perspective of it, would tell him, hey, you can say this, you can do this. No, I agree with you. And because that guy's super like wild with his speech, he thinks it's funny to get my dad, who, by the way, he's basically Randy Moss from South Park. He is Randy. In both personality and his look. He has the mustache. He looks exactly like Randy from South Park. And he behaves like him. And he talks like him. He acts like everything. He is Randy. He sticks to, like, if he gets a hobby, he's fucking in it. It's all he thinks about. So anyway, long story short, that guy's always trying to was always trying to get him to say wild shit. And he'd be like, yeah, this Civil War wasn't about, and then my dad's like, fucking, well, he said it. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Like, he's trying to get him in trouble. But yeah, he knows better. He would never say shit like that out of hate, but he also like fucking loves a lot of shit that's like, I don't think, like, he genuinely is like super into the Civil War, but he also says things that are out of pocket, not true, because someone he likes said it. And it's like, that's not, God damn it. It's a fine fucking line between popping off and saying some shit that's ignorant as fuck and just being naive, and it's like, you gotta fucking teach them the way they taught me to live. I have to now teach them how to live in the modern days. This ain't the 90s anymore. We can't say whatever we want without expecting retribution. Oh, I'm so happy I can get you live. I drive 5 hours up the most rural part of Maine. Oh shit, that is spooky dooky. Scary drive at night. All I could think of was The Shining in every Stephen King movie. Oh, don't think about I'm not even going to say it. Desperation. That's a spooky one. Also, it really helps to, for me anyway, when I have long, scary night drives, I like to listen to I mean, you guys saw I watched Charlotte Dobre. I do that when I'm like, I need something mind-numbing and just giggly and fun and innocent, like the movie 13 going on 30. I need something that's like just a palate cleanser. I'm not necessarily super into that content. Like I got really stuck on makeup tube for a while, not because I give a shit, but because it's like, okay, I just need something that is completely out of my realm of things I know. It's also how I learn a lot of useless facts. And there's true crime in every fucking realm on YouTube. So, I've been looking at Olympics crime and eventually they all interweave. Wrestling interweaves with crime. And we're going to do some really cool episodes on that coming up here soon. His name is we're naming Young Black Economist. This is why I fucking love you. You're like, oh, I'll name names. Here he is. Here, I'm offering him up on a platter. Now, listen, we're not about doxing, but we are about supporting each other in times of need. And if it's someone who is racist, who is a sexist, who is a Nazi, someone who's trying to really fucking hurt your feelings and be a menace, someone who's fucked up, we have every right to criticize them, just like I have every right to be criticized. So, with that said, President Sunday, I'm about to put some bananas on you, boy. He's not a bad guy. He should just come clean. I would forgive him. I mean, I say the word all the time. Well, listen, it's a different dynamic for you. It's President Sunday doesn't get to hatefully say that shit to you, let alone say it at all, depending on who President Sunday is. I very well believe in dynamics. That's a big part of comedy. If you have cancer, you're allowed to rip on people with cancer. But if you have it, you better shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? If somebody calls women bitches all the time, we have the right to say, you're a bitch. We can call everyone bitches if we want because we get called that all the time. Are we bitches? No, but we're called that all the time, so we're allowed to fucking say it. Now, anybody else can say it too, but you better fucking read the room. You better read the room. It's very tricky. It's hard to teach people that too. Where are you at up there? I was in Hugaton. You were in Hugaton? In Keys? You were up there in up by Rock? Did you see Rock? That makes it worse. A friend who says that stuff behind their back. Oh, no, not me. My policy is you should say that shit behind my back. It is not my opinion. It's not my business what you think of me, what your opinion is of me. If you want to share it with me and it's positive, I'll take it. But if you have a super negative opinion of me and you want to talk shit, if you like are a hater, please say that shit behind my back. Like, I don't need it. I don't need negative criticism all day. If someone's gonna, please, by all means, if you guys want to talk shit about your dad, do it behind his back. I don't want to fucking see that shit. I don't care about the evil, hateful shit. Constructive criticism I'll take. I just like, if you guys are gonna be like, oh, she's a fat fucking bitch, just do it somewhere where I can't see it. Have some respect for me and don't say that shit to my face. I'm totally against say it to my face. No, don't. I don't want to fucking hear it, please. Who wants to hear horrible things that are hateful and have no basis? Yes, happy birthday, boo. We're finally back to Bojangles. Happy birthday. My kids are half Mexican and we joke with with each other. You read the room. But you don't just go up and fucking say that shit. You listen, all of our friends, I'm sure so many of us use horrible words with our friends. They're your friends for a reason. They know that shit about you. But saying it to the wrong person at the wrong time on the wrong day in the wrong place can get your ass fucked up. And you got to remember that. Hello, Tracy. Good evening. Someone gifted me a membership. I'm so grateful. Happy birthday, Bojangles. Gremlin, we're so glad you got one. And feliz cumpleaños, says Melly. Flowers and cake. Flowers and cake. Lori Live 360 for the wind is here. I commune with my fucking birds every day and I get withdrawals if I don't. Okay, I'm organization, Kraken says. I like organization. It makes me feel clear. I was born organized. Word of advice, if N-word comes out, just say sorry and move on. You don't even actually have to be sorry. LOL. It's only a big deal if you don't apologize. That's great advice. That's great advice. It's kind of like how people are like, in comedy, they say, just say you're sorry. I remember Shane Gillis was like, but I'm not sorry. Like, we were joking and we were saying that, the whole joke actually that got him fired from SNL was just him and Matt saying, hey, remember when we were ignorant and we dated ignorant racist people? And then they were like, you'd be walking through, like they were talking about how people used to say whatever they want and would say ignorant shit because they didn't know. And then they pretended to be them back in the day. And that impression is what got him fired. But the whole context was, don't be like that. And nobody seemed to go back and listen. So, like, it's one of those things where, like, if you didn't fucking mean it, if it just breezes by and you just fucking said some shit, if you didn't mean it, just, and somebody gets offended, just say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, and move on. That's great advice. Controlled chaos, yes. I strive to be organized. My makeup. I know you said didn't you say you have a fridge for your makeup? That's the ultimate in organization. Holy shit, I'm shocked I know who that is. I didn't expect that. Now we got to have some accountability at minimum. Dumpster Juice is advocating. Dumpster Juice is advocating. I organize it like crazy at work. At home, not so much. Same. I'm allergic to exercise, says Lori Life 360. Oh my God. What's this organized you speak of? Just little things. Saying I'm going to do something and doing it. Like in my head, organizing what I have time for and being realistic. Like if I say I'm going to have time to swing by your house and I don't have time to swing by your house, that's just a lie, right? Or I'm not organizing my time well. So in order to do that, oh my God, my psoriasis is really killing me. I don't know if you guys can see this. The edge of my nose is so crusty. It's just so bad. I'm going to tell you more about the wildlife and the environment in a minute, but we'll get there. It's just organizing everything. Time, money, taking Hugin to the fountains, making sure that I keep my promises to you guys today. We're going to talk about this. I need to do that. I need to be accountable, I guess. At home, organize at work, home, hot mess, same. Well, depends on what aspect of life, depends if it's organized. Okay, that's a good point. Some people, like, their social life is in chaos, but their work life is in order, and vice versa. I wish I could run. Oh God, I burped. I'm so sorry. That's disgusting. Myopathy is a B word. I caught Adam after alive. Old Greg is my new favorite. Old Greg. You ever had Bailey's from a shoe? Fucking love Old Greg. The Mighty Boosh. If you stay unorganized, it will probably not matter to me, but it might help some with the others. Okay. Because Young Black Economists and Melly are always up. And so is Adam, perpetually. Actually, most of you. Tiff Knox does not sleep. I'm convinced. Tiff, you don't sleep. Hudson doesn't sleep. Hudson never sleeps. And Hudson, man, some of you guys share the cheese may. And I love that about you. I completely get in a twisted mood if I walk into my house and the dishes or empty drink container, place, and space. I know you do. You and Military Ma. I remember that. Vix says crazy lemon tar. I love how you're short and to the point. You're the kid that only said one word until you were 7 and then you never stopped talking. Get a nose plug light for swimming. What? That don't swim. What about making him? Oh yeah, I boil chicken, put carrots, sweet potatoes, peas, and a little bit of salmon oil in it for his coat and his skin. But I've been giving him a strict diet lately because we're trying to figure out his allergies without having to poke him again. Just think about the straw disaster. Your tears will dry up. Oh my God. Oh my God. I got so far behind. You guys can't see. Okay. 2. You can't hear it. And 1 person said 1. Okay. What if I face it away from the mic? No fan sound at all. Okay, good. Let's keep going. And I was thinking today, I was getting really pissed thinking about how they treated Surya Bonali back in the Olympics for ice skating and how far we've come. But also, if you watch the Coco tennis match, I used to play tennis and I played it for a long time and I'm very fucking good at it. I used to play with the boys. But yeah, I fucking love tennis. And I was watching Coco fight with the ref on the internet. I don't even know I don't think that was the Olympics. I think that was the nationals, but it pissed me. Oh, I was getting in a mood. And then I remember the Shikari shit, how they treated her. And I was just thinking about it. And I was like, what do these have in common? And I was getting real mad at the Olympics. But then I saw a Polish girl win second, or I guess silver, bronze. No, she won bronze at fencing. It made me cry. You could spray Febreze in the toilet and it works just like Poopery. You guys are going to hate this. I think I'm allergic to Febreze because my allergies have been horrible inside. And that's the one thing we changed. Bridget is laughing so hard. Dumpster Juice, it's a big world, but still kind of a small world. Oh, because you both know El Presidente Margarita guy? My British great Grammy made the best Sandos, and they always had butter. I've chased those flavors my whole life. Butter. Love from Canada. Hi, baby boysenberry. Also, is Aunt BB in the chat? Aunt BB, if you see this, send me your email to give to Patronus Glow. I think it was Patronus, right? Y'all were going to swap email through me, through your dad, but I think you got busy. The poinsettia smell makes you hate Christmas. Isn't that poison to dogs? Okay, we got to keep going. I have pretty bad ADHD, so organization is a must. It's kind of organized chaos, but it's my kind of organized chaos. I love that. Candy, that's me. That is me to a T. Candy D. Holy shit. We are the same. And then you repeated it by accident. That's something I would do. Citrus plus poo is shitrus. Tiff, put that in your Etsy store right now. Put that in your fucking Etsy store right now. You're feckin'. ACD and OCD, you're me. You're me too, Dumpster Juice. You're all your dad. This is the kind of shit I want to know. I have a friend who's married to Aaliyah from Lee and Perrin's original Worcestershire sauce. That is so good, and no other sauce tastes like it. You can't not. Your friend has to eat it, right? Like, you can't not have that. That's different. That's like saying, my friend invented the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Listen, every gay person that I know eats that shit and refused to stop. They said, I don't care who they donate to. The shit's delicious. I don't know anyone who could quit that. I really don't. And the people who said, oh God. Who did? Again, dude. He did it again. He farted again. Fuck. It gets in your chest. It's like pepper. Oh, it's like pepper. Anyway, it sucks when someone you hate invented something really good. I haven't really been in that position yet. Just like, it's not someone I hate. It's someone it's like, is this going to bother them? Oh, God. Sturgis. Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe we will chat. I saw one of y'all, was it Adam, talked about Raccoon Saloon. We'll check in. He's not even the worst. He's still okay to talk to. Be careful with the politics channel. Some other guy named James from the Internet Dogs being tried to swap me, but the Atlanta cops didn't believe him. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. That's the worst thing. Thank God Austin has a horrible response time. Holton, Maine. Oh, is that where you are? Driving? Fuck. Okay. I got to keep going. Because of BS, not ashamed. Uh-oh. Your makeup is always great, Dad. Oh, thank you. Today, this is sweat. This is true crime and sweaty makeup. That's what this fucking channel should be called. This chat is a positive place. Yeah, we try to be positive. We get a little rowdy. We get a little negative when we need to. We all need, sometimes you just got to talk shit. But like, it's got to be warranted. It's really got to be warranted. My makeup looks so good today, not going lie. I bet it did, Melly. I bet it did. What kind do you wear? Young Black Economist, doxing. Yeah, that's so many lines. It's so fucked up. They did that shit to H3, and that guy had a kid. Oh, my God. There are so many stories of people who get swatted and then they end up dead. You don't want to get dead. Fuck that. That's crazy. And those people who do it, oh, my God, they do so much time in prison. Like, it's not cool. And they will catch you every time. Because when the city invests that much money and it puts them at a liability to be sued, ooh, they get pissed. Ooh, they get pissed. You don't get away with that shit. They get the FBI and the Secret Service involved, and they will fucking find you. I don't think there has ever been a swatting case where they weren't able. Actually, no, there hasn't, where they weren't able to find the person. There's a famous one where they found a guy who did it to a lot of people, and people ended up dead. I was about to go to bed. Now here you are. Here we are. And I was about to get to the point, but here you are. All of you kids, and I love you. I have a girlfriend. Late 70s, told her I'm going to become a comedian and her marriage is my whole skit. She said, fine, don't tell George. That's her husband. George who? I've been telling my 4-year-old to read The Room lately. Too soon? No. It's never too soon. It's never too soon to read a fucking Room. Everyone, I was telling my daughter that she has to watch this because I think you're hilarious. I love your humor. You know what, Jenno? I think you're hilarious. I love your humor. Are you at the airport in that picture? You guys have the best pics. You always make me wonder, what's going on here? What's going on here? You look so young. It's so weird when you guys are like, I have daughters and granddaughters. I like picture you all as my actual children. I'm like, you're too tiny to do that. You're too little. Who wants to hear horrible things? It depends on what we're talking about. Oh my God. Speaking of horrible things, I gotta go all the way to the bottom because I'm getting behind. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go back and read all of these, and don't worry if we find something good. I've got a channel troll. How's that for an oxymoron? Goddamn. It had to happen, you two bad actors. It had to happen. Oh my God, you poor thing. Kick him off. Fuck him. Motherfucking Google, this yapping dog who will not leave the porch has to potty. So here I go carrying him into the yard. We must have a major big cat in the woods. Oh shit. Big cats in the woods are terrifying. There are mountain lions here in Texas, and they are a spooky dookie. The only swatting I saw happen in a rural area, I was so mean. She has kids, and it was so mean. She has kids and pets. Yeah, that is so fucking crazy. Like, I can't believe people do that to each other. So dangerous. Hello, Military Ma. Also, Military Ma contacted me. She shared her GoFundMe with me. I am going to put it when this video's done. If you guys want to go support Military Ma, that was you, right? I got the email. I read it right before I went live. I'm gonna put it in the description at the end of this video if you guys would like to donate. Also, if any of you are ever like, if you have a friend who had a house fire, if you got in a car accident, if something happened, if you have cancer and you have a GoFundMe, I don't know whatever the fuck it is, as long as it's not a scam, which I don't think Military Maz is. I do vet them. uh, as long as it's not a scam, if you need help or you know someone who needs help and has a GoFundMe, I have no problem putting it out there, and I will put it in the description of my channel if any of you guys would like to go help. And I do apologize. I got really far behind on emails. Your dad does also shit talk, and I expect to be talked shit back to when I do. But I do shit talk on some channels, and I end up getting a lot of people email. I'm like, then fucking email me. We could talk about this. And yeah, I did that. I kind of regret it because I got like fucking 50 emails the other day from couple of people, and I'm like, oh, and it's just a lot to wade through. And then I accidentally used my account to sign up for some shit, for some car insurance again. I'm trying to get quotes, so I was like, I'll just use my other account, and I accidentally put in my OB one, and now I'm just getting fucking bombarded. The Atlanta cops were like, yeah, he called us and said you had a whoop, but we ain't finna pull up on nobody on baseless accusations. Rick Ross said that at AEW. He was cutting a promo with Shane Swerve Strickland, and he went, accusations in this guy's face. Anytime I see accusations, I think that. But I leave this space. So in comparison, N-word guy isn't that bad. Oh yeah, in comparison, Jesus. Once you get old, you can act like a kid again. Just saying, that's true. Told my 15-year-old he needs to get out of his shell, and he told me I need to get in mine. Goddamn, kids are fucking smart, man. Hello, Deb. Missed the last stream. Enjoyed our trip to the lake with Dad. I hope you guys liked it. We were going to go back today, but I passed by it right after the sun was going down, and I actually got distracted. I was texting with Booty Ron. And by the way, I think I'm allergic to Tide because all my clothes are really itchy. If I do this a lot, it's because my armpits itch from the Tide. I don't know what else to say. It's because I'm doing the fucking chicken dance, kids. I was gonna stop at the bridge and give you guys a tour today, but it was right after the bats were released or whatever, and fucking bats freak me out. Honestly, like they're cute to look at, but they just freaked me out. And your dad had the bad experience. It wasn't that bad. It was just spooky. And I was like, I'm good. I don't need to see a lot of bats. So I was like, I'll just wait. And then I remembered after, like, oh fuck, I did promise I would tape the bats for you. So I'll do that next time. But we are going to continue that series. I'm going back this week. All right. And then we're going to start going over the people. And on that subject, organizing. There's this 13-year-old that was busted. Yeah. And then there was a guy who, an undercover cop, was talking to him and figured out that he was the guy. So like they go full deep cover to figure that shit out. Protester been so, oh Jesus. You know, also there are people who have done it on themselves to victimize themselves, to look like there's a problem, to get attention. Like no bad PR is bad, or no bad PR isn't all bad PR or whatever. Like, ugh. No, what they do is, I'm not even gonna say what they do, but they call and they say trigger words that lead the police to act very quickly. And in some instances, some of the things that you say can lead them to calling the SWAT team. So yeah, it's not like you can just call the SWAT team and be like, I know a guy. But if you call the police and you say the right thing, sometimes you can get them to, and that is terrifying. And hopefully you have a good enough department. It is no problem, military Ma. I read your email and I was touched, and I was like in a hurry getting shit together, but I just wanted to remember, so I wrote it. You're on my fucking list, bitch. I don't know if you could see that, but I've got a little list. So, on the subject of organizing, you're going to notice some changes in the channel coming up here soon, maybe as soon as tonight. I am going to be organizing everything. I want to separate the lives into basically like investigation lives, OSINT lives, and then Gabagool lives, which is just, we're just gabbing. We're just gabbing, you know? I want to separate the videos that are pre-prepared into basically OSINT and true crime. And I also want to just kind of start picking apart things and making shorts on the ones that I think are really important, which are mainly OSINT ones. And I just want to make it so that if people are like, you know, fuck, where's the one where we talked about Henry? Or where's the one where we talked about this? It's easier for you guys to find. And I got a little inspired by your brother Adam's work on the Discord and Melly's and all of you guys who have contributed to it. It looks really good. So on the subject of organizing, you're going to see some changes, not just in that, but I think in also how we do the lives. I'm going to keep them like this for a while, but eventually I'm going to start doing some where they're dedicated to just talking to y'all and just shooting the shit and talking about all kinds of things. And then I'm going to have some that are dedicated to like one investigation at a time. Some that are dedicated to straight up like going over maybe court records. Some where we're gathering OSINT. Oh my God, I'm trying not to sneeze. But I just want them to be more navigable, if that's a word. Navigable. That sounds fucking weird. Navigable. Whatever. Anyway, I love Yo Gabba, founder of Debo, makes it. Yes, it's fucking weird, but my friends' kids used to watch it, and I was like, "What is this?" It kind of reminded me of Wonder Chosen, but actually for kids. If you ever saw Wonder Chosen, you know what I'm talking about. I love the idea to organize the channels. There's so much I want to hear from you, but can't find specific things. Excellent. And also, God damn it, you farted again. Oh my God. I know what it is. It's the au revoir. It's the food we got him. He's been eating the same thing, but it is, you're going to think this is so stupid. They had a French au revoir beef, I can't even say a beef bourguignon thing for dogs made by the brand he loves in honor of the Olympics. And it was on sale. And I was like, this is what he's going to eat during the allergy trials, because I know he can eat that. God damn. Oh, it stinks. But he's not itchy, and that's important. Anyway, your Hugin is super cute, and that's what I want to hear. Yes. I want to hear that this is going to benefit you, and I'm not wasting my time. I think it's going to, right? Not the first person I actually make friends with some of his other victims. He picks on people, I think. Who does that sound like? That sounds like another creator that YouTube bad actors got fucked with too long, I think. Did he fucked with you, right? YouTube bad actors, this one guy? Now there's a whole channel dedicated to talking shit, and I'm not against it. Would you like me to email you some free and low cost options to run videos through AI? No, I can't. I don't want to run my stuff through AI. I just want to use free available AI. And there's a reason. But thank you. And the reason, in case you guys want to know, if you're ever using any AI editing software, just know every single company owns every single thing that you put through it. So they can later, which I'm not saying they will, but they do have the availability to use you for things. And depending on what production studio owns what YouTube channel can depend on whether or not you end up on a billboard or in an advertisement for something political that you did not agree to. They do have that capability. It has happened to a couple of my friends. I have one friend in particular who is very famous for his face, and I'm not going to say who, but his face has been all over billboards in Japan because he used the best we can figure because of the physical picture and the stuff that they use in fucking commercials of him came from a very specific music video that him and his band made. And he used an AI software to edit it. And when he inquired, hey, why am I all over billboards pimping a product I really hate? They said, this is why. Because we own it. Because you use this app. And it was one he paid for. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. Now you can create AI stuff and like put it in your content, but vice versa, I'd be real careful doing that. And I've told comedians that too. Be careful with your comedy. It could pop up somewhere. Someone could steal it and put it in a fucking AI created coffee table book. Like they did the Arroyo, what do you call it? The Arroyo restaurant here. They're famous for putting up signs that are really clever. And some really famous entities started stealing those signs. But what's interesting is, I'm just going to say it, a lot of the stuff that was on the signs was stolen from a local comic here. And that shit ends up getting took. You got to be careful. I worry OB has deep dived and don't like me anymore. My Skeeter, I fucking love you. What are you talking about? What did you do? I like you. I think you're great. And also, I don't give a shit what I've said this before. I don't give a shit what politics you guys have, as long as you're not a Nazi. I don't give a shit like really about it. Like if you like other creators, I don't care. That's fine. I'm very, believe it or not, very low maintenance. I'm very controlling and low maintenance. Can you believe it? Señor. I think I responded to your email earlier, right? For those of you who don't know, getting a PO box this week. I'm bumped up on the list because they gave out a bunch and people left. They left the city. So now there's PO boxes available. They shut down the post office near me. So now there's another one I have to drive to. And they are overwhelmed with people wanting PO boxes, but figured out if I get a smaller size, then they'll be available sooner. So I'm going to have that for you soon. Thank you. There's a party in my tummy. Excellent. Yeah, you would think if you're talking about the swatting stuff, that's crazy. What did I feed? Oh, I just told you. I got lost again. Okay, let's get to the point. Oh my God, wait. Did I see Chai? What's up, Chai? Guilty of crime is your Aunt Chai's channel, aka Jay. I gave her shit and said Jay is spelled like Chai, and that's why I called her Jai for a while. And now we just call her Uncle Chai. Did we? Oh, hold on, Dave's boyfriend's home. Hold on. It's your daddy. Hey, listen, now's a good time to put my ass in check. And I'm gonna put my ass in check. What is that? Oh, magnets. How do they work? I have to tell, this is so stupid. I have to tell him what I bought from Trader Joe's today. It's very important to your dad. But I also have, where is it? Let me pull this up. Now it's time to watch Charlotte Dover. Everybody's gonna get so pissed. I have something for you. Hold on one second. Let the dad pull this up. Hold on one second. There it is. I do want to get to the point. Oh yeah, because I have to tell him something, and it's probably good time to walk the Hugin. But I have a video I want to show you, so I'm going to skip to that, and then we will address anything in the chat that we need to here in a moment. Okay, excellent. But yes, everybody, protect young Black economist. We're going to protect you from the evils of the internet. I did not learn anything from Terminator because I don't remember it, but I will go back and watch it. We went over, we're going to post Military Moz GoFund in the bottom of this video. I wanted to also tell you, okay, we did organizing the channel. This is excellent. We are going in an order and we're getting there. Okay. Finding your family. This is a new thing I added in Discord, I guess a mini server or whatever you call it, a new discussion area. I just added it before this. I wanted to talk to you guys about your families and the requests I get about forensic genealogy. And I have spoken personally to some of you who are experts in that and do that shit for a living. Bitch, I do need a clipboard. Tiff, this is a great idea. I have one. I should pull it out. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yes, the stolen. Yes, we just watched the Lou Pearlman thing, Susie Q. I love your Hugin. He looks just like Mikos. Look, Susie Q has a Hugin. It looks just like Mikos. To a T. No, Lou Pearlman doesn't look like Mikos. That's fucked. No, I would not. Yeah. Your dad's boyfriend looked at me real mad when I said that because he thought I was saying Lou Pearlman looks like Mikos. The first line in Terminator is what the hell? Oh, that's great. Yeah, the stolen AI voice is fucking crazy. And yes, they made Lou Pearlman into AI because he wouldn't sit for an interview or something. Or is he dead? What happened to him? The point is, who gives a fuck? He sucks. Bitch, I do need a clipboard. Hello, Daddy, says C. Smith. Hello. You want to go fishing? Drink chai tea. Jay is in the chat. Jay is in the chat. Life Artist says, yikes, right? Yikes on the Lou Pearlman thing. Oh my God. Wait, what? Your catalytic converter was stolen? Which she's a witch. We just talked about this. We talked about this a few weeks ago. We got to protect the catalytic converters. It's not your fault, but when you get it replaced, remember your mechanic can do it cheaply. And also, it was not, wait, I should have finished. Your catalytic converter was not broken, so it wasn't stolen? Thank fucking God, because that is so annoying. Hey, Nikki's Biz. Tell us what happened to your cat converter. I need to know. We do need an apocalyptic converter at this point. The Discord link is in the description. It is in the description. Kraken Studios says dead. Kraken Studios is dead. We've killed Kraken Studios. I am so sorry. Invite people. Here we go. This is a copy. Cage that cat converter. It's $99 to get a cover on Amazon. And a lot of mechanics will put it on for less than $100. But also, I'm glad it's not broken. Let's be glad it's not stolen, though. Yeah, we need one. Catatonic converter, says Hudson. By the way, we also have a new, so we have Finding Your Family. If you want people to help you find your family using genetic genealogy, forensic genetic genealogy, we have a link for that. It is called Finding Your Family. It is in our Discord. I posted the link. We also have Hudson's prison wife. Your dad made that for you last night, Hudson. We have to get Hudson a prison wife. There is a list of women who are currently imprisoned, likely to not get out. Remember, we want to focus on getting Hudson a wife he never has to see, and it's up to him when he goes to visit her. We want a low J pay if we can get that. I don't know if J pay differs prison to prison. I think it does. Private prisons might cost more. If she's really hot, he wants as much contact as possible, I'd imagine. I don't want to speak for you, Hudson. Also, no baby killers unless the kid was a brat. But I don't think any babies can be brats enough to get murdered. So, with that said, nobody who hurts kids or animals. If she murdered a husband or a boyfriend, you can leave that open. That's great. That's fine. Is because Hudson gets to choose when he sees her. He is really against Sarah Boone. He doesn't know what's best for him. We do. So I would encourage you to really drive that one home hard. If you want him to get on board, he needs the peer pressure. Hudson says, I'm doing well. Excellent. Yes. I am trying to be millionaire matchmaker, but for Prison Trash and Hudson, our esteemed son and brother, who deserves the best. And because he lives in Atlanta, and is suffering through heat, and he has a weird neighbor, we have to make sure that we get him someone who's going to keep him on his toes. The crazier, the better, I think, for Hudson. He loves drama. I I'm hiding from family. Please don't find me. Life is good way, except for leaking. Your roof is leaking in a storm. That's terrible. We need to get Wildman's mom a tarp. Hudson wants to know what you're on. Kraken says Gay Jeff is your prison wife. Listen, Gay Jeff's not in prison. Gay Jeff served this country. If anything, he's at a concert. He's at a concert. Michelle's already in chat on Discord. Excellent. All right. So with that said, we've addressed the new Discord. We've got finding your family, and we're going to find Hudson prison wife. I would encourage Taylor's business because, as discussed previously, it would be really funny for him to marry her, take her name, and become Hudson her business. So with that said, I want to show you guys something, and this is going to apply to a light discussion we're going to do today. Let me pull this up for you. I should have had this ready. I put Appleton. It's not Appleton. It's the Hudson River stabbing, or Hudson River. Look what you did, Hudson. The Apple River stabbing. Nicolae Miu was sentenced. He is a bit crazy looking. I do want to play this for you. Two things, actually. Let me put this on the list. Here we go. Give me 1 second. Well, there we go. I guess that's just happening now. Nope. Put it under here. Okay, here's what I'd like to do. St. Paul, Minnesota. Okay, so Minneapolis. Oh my God. Sorry, that was so loud. Let me turn this down. I want to play the beginning of the sentencing. I hope they don't turn us off. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, he does look scary because he lost a shitload of weight. In the video, he's a lot bigger. If you guys don't know what happened, this guy went on a river trip. He got in a fight with some teens. He was provoking them and yelling at them, but they were also provoking him and being total little assholes. They were all being assholes. He ended up stabbing a shitload of people in a very short amount of time and disemboweling a kid in a lake, and it's fucked up. I don't know what to say beyond that. Oh, look, it is Hudson, Wisconsin. There you go, Hudson. I am going to play for you the end of this, and then I'm going to explain how it relates to some discussion regarding Brian Kohberger. And I think that you're going to find it very interesting. But yeah, those kids were being major assholes and drunk. Major assholes. Big time. Senor, new member. Thank you for being a new member. By the way, this is Ken. He wrote the song for us that you guys all love. I should put a link to that. Yeah, that is the same guy. And also, thank you. Thank you so much, Senor. Yeah, that's the same guy. He looks really crazy. He has lost a lot of weight. He looks very gaunt. This was a controversial case because those kids were so evil, but he did stab a lot of them with a knife and disembowel them and punch a woman. So, you know, words versus weapons. Let's go ahead and play the sentencing while I walk the hoog, and then we'll talk. Melly, you've been a member 1 month. Congrats. Congrats, bitch. I love you. You're my favorite daughter. Don't tell the others. Here we go. Here we go. Let me present this. Give me just one. Oh, there you go. Dane's boyfriend. All right. And let me share the screen with you. And I hope this isn't too loud. It sounded way too loud a minute ago. So let me make this big. All right. Oh, and do not worry. You are not needy, Mosquito. We love you to death. And I know that you're probably going to sleep right now. It's really late, but have a good night. We're always here for you. And we're covering some Houston cases soon. I hope to see you there because I want to get your opinion. All right. Let me take down this. And here we go. Let me make sure I'm going to start it real quiet and then turn it up.
Appears today in court for sentencing.
Oh, he looks so sad. He's crying, dude.
Count 1 is first-degree reckless homicide, which is a Class B felony. With the dangerous weapon enhancer, the maximum possible penalty is 45 years of incarceration, initial confinement, and 20 years of extended supervision. On counts 2 through 5, Mr. Miu appears for sentencing on first-degree reckless endangerment, Class F felonies with the dangerous weapon enhancer. The maximum possible penalties are 12.5 years initial confinement and 5 years of extended supervision. Last, count 6 is battery. That is a misdemeanor. With the dangerous weapon enhancer, he faces a maximum possible sentence of 15 months. In preparation for today's sentencing, I reviewed a number of materials. First, I reviewed the pre-sentence investigation report prepared by the Department of Corrections. It's a 43-page report that provided me with information that I knew and information that I did not know about Mr. Miu, about his victims, families, about Mr. Miu's background, about all aspects of this case, many of which were talked about today. That PSI report also included a sentencing recommendation. I also reviewed Mr. Nelson's sentencing memorandum. It too was very helpful. It provided more information about Mr. Miu and his background, and I valued that information. Mr. Nelson submitted numerous letters from Mr. Miu's personal friends and coworkers. I read all of those. I also read the relevant portions of the file, including the complaint, the jury instructions, and the verdict. In a moment, I will pronounce a sentence that I believe is just and fair. When deciding on a sentence, I must consider the gravity of the offense, including the effect on the victims. I must consider Mr. Miu's character and his rehabilitative needs. I must consider the need to protect the public. The sentence must be based on the facts of the case and the law, not personal considerations, passions, or prejudices. But judges in Wisconsin have a great deal of discretion when imposing a sentence. Unlike many jurisdictions, we do not have sentencing guidelines or grids to follow. I want all of you to know that I have given this case a great deal of thought. I take my responsibility seriously. There is nothing more difficult or more solemn than imposing a sentence on another human being. As far as the gravity of the offense, the jury has spoken. Any efforts to relitigate this case are simply without merit. I firmly believe that the American criminal justice system is the best ever devised. It's not perfect, but I cannot think of a system of justice that is better at finding the truth while preserving the rights of the accused. In this case, 12 jurors reached a unanimous verdict. These 12 jurors were selected from a panel of more than 150 people. I, along with the attorneys for both sides, chose these jurors because they could be fair and impartial. The jurors came from all corners of our great county. They came from all walks of life. They were men, they were women, they were young.
I want to pause a second and go through some of your responses to what we've just seen. And because I see a lot of you are saying what I'm thinking. My kids would have dreaded finding out they behaved anything like that. See, that's the thing is like, now we live in a society where it's like, don't victim shame. But the thing is, in this case, it's really kind of, in my opinion, a battle of the victims, right? Because he was victimized first. And then he victimized them. I think it was his reaction was way over the line, you know? It's like when people are making fun jokes among friends. I don't remember the sketch, but there's like a sketch or a movie scene where this happens. No, it is Arrested Development. What am I saying? It's Arrested Development. It's when they're all talking shit about Lucille. And they're like, yeah, mom is like this. Yeah, mom's controlling. Mom is this. And then Buster says something like to the side about Lucille, and they stop and they're like, baby Buster sounds like he's getting on this. And then there's camaraderie among the kids for the first time. And then Buster just blurts out, yeah, yo, fuck it. And then it's just beep for like 2 minutes. And they're just like, Jesus. Like, that's what this guy did. Like, he responded way fucking over the line. Way over the line. Exactly. Who could do that? But that's the thing. I mean, as someone who's been stabbed, I'm telling you, you can kind of tell when someone's used to it or someone like is excited about it. Like the girl who did it to me her eyes looked excited. They were totally black. Like she looked like she was strung out on drugs, and she did it in a shanking motion, like in the scene in Breaking Bad when Walt has everybody killed in prison, like just hack, 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 just very fast. And then there are people who use it as a defense, which, so rarely do people use a knife nowadays as a defense. In some places it's illegal, but this guy used it that way and he went way far with it. And he was outnumbered. And he had just been basically bullied like a motherfucker. I think unnecessarily. Some people say, okay, well, there was him trying to get under a, under a floaty while a girl was there. And to me, it looked like a misunderstanding. Like he was trying to pick up something from under the water. And then they started calling him a pervert or a pedo or whatever it was. You don't know this case? I feel like maybe we should have watched the video first. I don't know. It is pretty graphic and pretty brutal. Should we pause it before they say and go back and watch? I do feel bad a kid died, but the parents of those kids should be blamed as well. They condone the drink. Yeah, also it was a lot of underage kids drinking. He went over to them first. Yeah, he did, but I think it's because he dropped something and they took it from him. It was like a phone. It was the thing that holds up his phone, I believe. I think there are short vids too. He didn't go to them. He was looking for his phone he lost in the water. Yeah. Anyone with half a brain could see he was experiencing something mental, and they stood there forever doing nothing. They had plenty of time. Exactly, Hudson. Exactly. It was them. I don't know how to explain it other than they're bullying an old man. They are screaming things at him that are not true. He's clearly going into a rage. You know what I mean? Like it's very obvious they are antagonizing this guy. And then to start screaming that, and then Vicky makes a great point. He was asked to bring his pocket knife to cut the twine on the tubes. Okay, so people were saying, why did he have a knife, right? Well, there you go. Holy F, I laughed way too hard at the arrest. It's true, though. Remember the scene when Buster's just like, yo, bitch? That's how he ends it after all the beeping. It's like, holy shit, dude. This guy went way over the line. But also, if he did that to just one and then they all ganged up on him, then what? It's strange. It is so strange. He didn't know what they had and was surrounded by a group of them shouting and outnumbered. So sad that a young man had to lose his life, but the woman was the spark. Exactly. And then that woman got in his face. And it really was outnumbered. He didn't look like he currently does. Yeah, he looked very chubby. He's ex-military and knew how to cause maximum damage. That's the issue. The kids could stand up and show their horrific scars. True. He is ex-military. He's also a dude who dropped his thing and he wanted to get it, and these kids were all screaming at him, right? So, like, the question is, should he have been the first to step away and just let them be that way? Or were they the shitheads for continuing? God, it's a lot. He had a machete in his car. Holy shit. Yeah, and then he ran away after down the lake. So it was a horrible misunderstanding and the kids blew it up. Exactly. That's exactly how I kind of feel. In addition to, I think he went too far in his response. And I think that they shouldn't have been doing that. Like, they shouldn't have been doing any of it. They should have let him get his shit and walk away. And he should have walked away and not gone towards them. He should have just been like, it's a phone holder. I'll get another. Is that I mean, really, they shouldn't have stolen his phone hole. It's so much. It is so many steps for this to happen the way it did. Everybody did everything wrong every step of the way. Those kids were pure hot trash. But you're not supposed to shame the victim, right? But like I said, they were both victims, but the kids were a bigger victim because now they're dead. But what would have happened if the lady got in his face and then he never pulled out the knife? Would he be the victim now? Whew. Then he tried to get away, pretended like nothing happened. Yeah, he did the first time, and then he came back because he wanted his shit, right? There was a dozen of them to one. Exactly. So it's so much. Yes, please, let's watch the video. Yeah, they were antagonizing the fuck out of him. They were being crazy. Okay, I do think maybe we do need to watch the video. I thought everybody saw it, but if not, okay, yeah, they floated by him, calling him a pervert. And by the time they finished floating, he started walking back to the edge. It is a wild case. Ex-military could have exactly being surrounded. I believe, isn't he Russian? He was looking for a friend's phone. It was his friend's phone in the floaty case, okay? Let's keep going. Yeah, they were shitheads. I think that any of us could wind up in his position, alone in the woods, river outnumbered and tormented. Every person has a breaking point. You never know a stranger's mind. Exactly. And also, they felt some type of way to be able to do that to him. Those kids knew, like, he can't take on us all. And they were very free in their speech. Let's just say that. Also, we don't know what his life was. What if he had been abused his whole life by, like, sexually abused by someone when he was a kid and would never do that sort of thing? You know, what if? And then them doing that set him off. You know, he's Eastern European. Yeah. I can't remember if he's like Polish, Czech, Ukrainian, or a Russian, but didn't he also lie to the cops, act like he did? Yeah, but I think he was, see, that's the thing. You got to see his face at the end. Okay, they were drunk as fuck. I don't know if he was traumatized or what. You don't know. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I should have played this first. Sorry, I just thought everybody knew. I'm skipping down. All right, let's do this then. It is a form of gang stalking, I think. Oh, Romanian. Yes, Romanian. There you go. Yeah, I'm not sure it would have gotten a trial either if it was a stand your ground state. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to put on, give me 1 second. It is extremely rare that I defend any men who do things like this. You'll see in the video. Yeah. I agree. And here's the thing. I'm someone who's been stabbed. I would never defend someone stabbing a bunch of kids. But holy fucking shit. Exactly. A, don't fuck with a Slav. Especially because they can Slavic squat. Yeah, and exactly. Like, it is not a stand your ground state. And they did not know who they were fucking messing with. I can't remember either, but I do know that he was very affected when he testified, or when they were testifying, like when they were talking, like the families. It is cray, Melly. We're gonna go ahead and watch the because I didn't realize that you got, well, here you go. We're learning. I didn't realize you guys haven't seen it. Listen again. I would never show you something I couldn't handle to watch myself, which is why we're not going to watch the Sonia Massey, because I watched that and it fucked me up. We will talk about it in a little bit briefly. Duty Ron is covering the fuck out of it. I highly recommend going to his channel, because he did a breakdown last night where he pointed out the bat in that case that I didn't even see it. Like, I had just taken classes about how to survey a crime scene when you walk upon it, like the first steps. And one of them is to look for any and all surrounding weapons. And I did not do that. And when I saw Ron immediately pointed out, I was like, God damn, that's what makes him Duty fucking Ron, you know? But I'm going to tell you, I've been stabbed. I understand it's spooky, dooky. I understand it's scary. I would never think I'd see something justified. I'm not saying it is. I do think it was over the line, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily like, I hate that I hate that kids died, but I'm not necessarily saying that he is fully in the wrong all the way. I don't know how to explain it. I do think he was victimized. It was a response. It is hard to watch for the purpose of it. It was all entirely preventable. on so many levels at so many fucking points. That's what pissed me off. But I will tell you, if you have not seen this before and you are if you're sensitive to this kind of thing, you're going to want to go take a break right now. Okay. You're definitely going to want to take a break right now. It is graphic. This is a trigger fucking warning. Okay. Trigger fucking warning. Big time. Let's go ahead and play this video. Let me pause it. I am going to swap screens real quick. This is a yeah. This is a lot. This is a lot. Trigger warning. Trigger warning, everyone. And I am going to speed it up a little bit. I know everybody wants to slow it down. We don't need to be doing that. You'll get the idea. All right. Here we go.
It is evidence. You may consider it. Watch as much as you can. If you need to avert your eyes for a moment, you may. But I ask that you pay as close attention as you can because this is evidence in the trial. Mr. Smith.
We're going to start at the 29-second mark. We're ready.
Yep. Okay. What is he in suspect was? Yeah.
Okay. Have him hold it. He'll hold it. AK, you hold my hand. Squeeze my hand in. Squeeze my hand. So good, AK. You're doing so good. So good. Squeeze my hand right now. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Right now. Right now. So good. So good. So good. Okay. You're right here. You're right here. We're right here with you, man. We're right here. Ready? 29 to 19. I know, AK. I know, AK. We're right here. All right.
Go up for 19.
We're here for you. We're here for you.
Do you want me to go upriver and start coming down, or I'm at the bridge right now?
You want to start looking for the suspect? I'll work on a description. I heard one person say scuba gear.
45 up through dispatch. We're doing CPR. 45
You guys see what happened? Who did it?
up through dispatch. You're busy with.
You know who it is?
No, it's just some rando on the river. Let's go. 5'9", 5'10" Russian looking guy.
He went somewhere over there.
Where's he wearing?
Hey, you see him?
Hey!
I think they just went after him. I think he's up.
Hey,
You get out of there.
Get out! Get out!
Where are you guys going? What? We need to know what it looks like. We got a lot of cops in the area. What does he look like?
I don't fucking know.
Hey, we got K9 coming. We can't track him if you guys tear up the whole central. 36.
What's our furthest downriver casualty point?
64 bridge.
10-4 believed to be going downriver. I can head straight down there.
Negative. Suspect went into the woods at the initial location, quarter mile upriver from the 64 bridge.
10-4. Did he go off on the north or south bank?
South bank. The cider cars are on.
Okay, do you want me to continue up to you, or do you want me to take my slot up the road farther into the woods?
Yeah, I just realized, sorry you guys, I had to let the Hugin out. I just realized this is not showing. I thought it did. Damn it. Well, this was the aftermath. Did it not show it? I thought this one shows it at the beginning. Was it going too fast when you guys said? I think it was I thought it was the video of the lead up you were talking about. Yeah, this was supposed to have it. Hold on. Let me find that then, I guess. God dang it. I saved the wrong one. So that was the response. Well, you know what? We probably would have ended up watching that one anyway. Yeah, there is a video of the actual fight somewhere. What the hell? Here we go. Is this it? Ooh, let me make sure. This okay. Sorry, you guys. My bad. Okay, that's still a cop. Where is him? Where is him? Where is the one with him? Yeah, he did hit that girl, right? There is the video of the actual fight. What the hell? Oh, here we go. Is this it? Oh, okay. I think I found it. So they used to have it combined with the original video, and I guess the following I understand and wish to proceed. Okay, this is it. It's so loud. Let me turn it down. Again, trigger warning, trigger warning. Yes, yes, Jesse. We're about to watch it right now. Yeah. This is a horrible situation. That's what I'm saying is it's so complicated. It's so complicated. Yeah, and the only evidence that they have of him face to face with the woman, it's such a weird angle, but you do see him pull out the knife and then holding it, and then you just see them face to face, and then you kind of see an arm fly back. So they were basically saying, oops, in the trial that there is no proof that he hit her, and that by the direction of where her arm was in the video, because you don't see face up, her description of that, or their description of seeing him do that, would have been impossible. So there was refutation to that. Yeah, he shoved her back. I don't think he really hit her. A lot of people don't. He did not hit that girl. Yeah. And they were saying because you can see her arm, and the whole situation, you see his hand with one with a knife, and you see his other hand over here. So how did he hit her? Did he grow a third arm? That was a cop that didn't relay how bad the life-saving measures he had. Yeah, they also were having to wade through the water to get to people. It's possible that she has just responded to the shove. She didn't lose her sunglasses or vape, etc. Then you see the boys about to jump him. Yeah. So let's watch. I did find the right footage. Let's watch that. Sorry. But the footage that you just saw was the response to the incident, which also graphic. But again, trigger warning, you guys. Trigger fucking warning. This is upsetting. So let's watch it because it serves a purpose, and I'll explain in a minute. And I think it's a very valid point too. I think we'll see what you guys think. All right, here we go.
What is he on?
So also, I'm going to pause right there. When you see him, they interpreted this as a lunge. The people that were basically there, all the teens around. What happened was he tripped while he was running to go under them, I believe, to grab his item. When he tripped, they were trying to say that he was attacking this girl. So just keep that in mind. When he's running up, he's trying to get something that he dropped. Here we go. Yeah, both literally and figuratively, he was unstable. Again, right there. They said, haha, you just lost your snorkel. Let me turn this shit off because it's always wrong. Yeah, he tripped because he was going after his mask. Yeah, there is a kid screaming at him for his YouTube video. Yes, this is the angle that we're using though, because this is the one that actually shows what happened. But they were screaming at him, calling him names, calling him really awful names before this, making fun of him. So let's keep going. Yeah, what the actual fuck? We're gonna go back a little. We're gonna go back here because it happens very fast. I'm gonna turn it up a little more. Even I'm sorry if it's crazy. Yes, they had his stuff. It was underneath. First they had it, and then I believe it was in the water under, like they threw it. People are videotaping because we live in a fucked up world where some people videotape for evidence and some people videotape because the world's our hip hop. You know what I mean?
Oh God! What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Get away from us! What? What's going on with y'all homie? He's on camera. Script is 4K. He's on 4K. Yo, the new iPhone got that good quality. What did you say? Yeah, what the hell? Who is this? Yes. For the culture. Who is that? For the culture. Who is that? Who the hell is this?
Bro, doesn't matter.
He said he was looking for a little girl. Yeah. That's exactly what he said. We're in a house. I even have that part on camera. What the hell is that problem, bro? We trying to have fun. He's gonna close you. He's gonna claim you. We don't want this one, bro.
Okay, I have to pause it right there for a second for two reasons. Number one, to acknowledge this. Tracy, Jai needs a new roof. Does she have a way to do that? Send me a link. Send it to my is she still here? Jai, Jay, Chai, and Chai. Send me a link. Whatever you need. Send me a link. Next. I just want to go back. Yeah, what the actual fuck? This moment when the camera is swirling around and you see his face, that is, I mean, shit. I would think it was fucking A24. You know what I mean? That is someone who is getting fucked with and they are about to snap. A lot of people were interpreting that smiling as like, oh, this guy is about to, he's excited about what he's about to do. No. I don't see it that way. What do you think? Because to me, it's like, it's a panic smile. I don't know how to explain it. It's a smile like, oh my God, is this really happening? Like, I hate to say it. It can it's a fear smile. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I told y'all sometimes I hear disturbing stuff and I'm smiling. It's not because I'm happy. It's because I'm uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, he realizes how vulnerable he is. Yeah, it's very hard to watch footage. That is a moment where I feel like he's going crazy. Yeah, no, these kids are not 8 and 9. These are like college kids. The kid in the pink shorts, they're high school and college kids, I believe. The one in the pink shorts is the one who died. Yeah. And there were adults there and they were all drinking. It is very fucking intimidating. Sounds like you, my fam, agree with that sentence. That's fear. Yeah. It's hard to watch. Yep. Yes. Dade. You see him realize how vulnerable he is. Yeah, he was not excited. He was panicking. That was a terrifying. It is a psychotic break smile. Like, and I think that's the best way to explain it, actually. The way Cianote explained it. It's like a psychotic break. It's like, oh my God. I don't know how to. It's a smile of like, I'm freaking the fuck out. Oh my God. And the media called it a smirk. Yeah. Exactly, regarding the facial expression. They didn't have the brains, aka compassion and common sense, to back off. Doesn't it remind you guys, Hudson, Nikki, does it remind you guys of when you see a video of a kid getting bullied and he's had enough and he fucking takes out the bully? Have you seen those? Anytime I've seen those, the kid is either like in tears crying and he attacks in like a rage because I shouldn't even say attacks. He responds in a rage. And then you see the ones where they're smiling because they're like, I have had enough. It reminds me of that so much. Yes, we just never know anymore. It's a scary world. Please stay safe and always, my beautiful witch. Yes, witch. Stay safe. I don't know. I don't think Jay is here now, by the way, witch. But somebody send me, if she has a link to like a GoFundMe or anything, I'll put it under this video too. We need to get her a fucking roof. Defense mechanism, smiling at inappropriate comments is called masking. Yeah, it is a defense. Like, especially if I'm uncomfortable, I'll smile real big. Like, oh shit, this is not good. Like, I can't. If I wasn't smiling, I would look absolutely disgusted. I feel emotion. I reflect emotions on my face very easily. He looks scared as hell. I'd be terrified. Sometimes people giggle. Yeah, I'm like that. 16 to 20. Yeah. So it's like kids and young adults. He morphs into an animal. Yeah. And it's, you know what? That's a great point because we have animal instincts, humans. You know, we're mammals, we're animals. We have those instincts. And I do think in that moment, he is experiencing what Petty Mason explains: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Drunk, angry, screaming people. Yep, I'd be scared. I would too, dude. Bullying is never okay. It's just like Canton, Daniel says. That's true. It is like Canton. These kids behave like terrorists, in my opinion. They were just fucking screaming at him, scaring the shit out of him. Jesus. And do you see how this can be misinterpreted by the media? If this video hadn't come out, everybody would have just thought this guy was a total dickhead. These kids, if there was any of us or our children, they would be helping him find what he lost. Respect your elders. I agree 100%. If I behaved like that in front of my parents, they were not abusive, but I guarantee they would have beat my ass because I believe they're good parents. I used to say no kid deserves their ass beat, but then I remembered about teenagers and saw this video. And let me tell you something. Sometimes they do. They were like a pack of wild animals. Yep. Giving Canton McAlbert energy. Yes. These kids are bullies in more places than this. This is learned behavior. Yeah, imagine. I hate blaming the parents, but sometimes you got to wonder, what the fuck were those like? It's someone finally reacting to a narc who stands and says, look how crazy he or she is. Yep. I don't care how old you are. If you see somebody bullying another person, I automatically think of my child. Have our children been infected with rage? I don't know, but I do think that there are some kids. I've met so many sweet kids and teens and young people, and I know that they have empathy. I know that they do. But I think that there's some kids that have absolutely none. And most of the time you find out they also don't have present parents or parents who are there. No matter how rich or poor they are, not having someone to tell you right between wrong really does affect you. Kids remind me of Paul Murdaugh, his friend. Oh, I know. Yeah, we need to help Jay. Who, if you guys have anything, send it to me. And I will fucking post it. Yes, fuck around and find out. Definitely poking the bear. Okay, so you guys kind of get it. You get it, She raised enough money to raise her roof. We were told to stop posting it. Okay, then we're not posting it. I will text Jay after this and find out. And if she says yes, I will put it in below. Who knows what combat scenarios this guy could have been in and was triggered? That is such a good point. And people were saying, even in this chat, which I kind of agree with parts of, and I think that they would agree now, having seen the video, like, militarily speaking, they've also been trained to, again, read the room, but that was prior to the PTSD. We don't know if he had PTSD inflicted upon him. If he did, that kind of changes fucking everything on whether or not he can read the room, because war is terrible. All right, let's keep going. So we all kind of are a lot into, yeah, Danny Boyle was onto something. Isn't this very much like a like Ciudad de Dia? Have you seen that? Or like Slumdog Millionaire type of camera work here? It's fucking wild. Yeah, I hate to say it. I agree with Hudson. Like, this is, I never again, you guys, I hate to repeat it. I don't want to be a Nancy here, but I've been stabbed. I never thought I'd be able to watch footage of that happening, even in like a movie, without being triggered. Strangely, doesn't bother me at all. I do get really bothered though by videos that are like fight videos of people just dry punching each other, like punching each other in the street, or girls pulling hair and punching each other, people getting verbally bullied. Like, it really fucks with me. It makes me so miserable and sad. This sort of stuff, like the bullying, bothers me so much more for some reason than the stabbing. I've seen a knife come at me and I've seen the blood from it. That doesn't, I guess that doesn't like make me as sad as like seeing this. I don't know what's wrong with me, but like seeing the bullying and the taunting, really, it's like, oh my God. It's very strange. Very strange, that feeling of like the effect it had on me seeing that part. That was very weird. Let's keep going. And I'm going back again because I want to see. Do you see that moment? That, like, he looks like he's about to cry, dude. Yeah, I can't believe how. I'm so glad you said that. I am so glad you said that. The stabbing was so fast. I can't believe how fast it all happened. Mine lasted 2 minutes. And the amount of damage done, well, mainly from the beating, was way worse. But I'm telling you, this shit can happen so fast. Keep that in mind when I get to the point when this is done. And now he's knocked down, and they just kicked him or punched him in the face. Now they pushed him. Now they have physically engaged and attacked him. They said he hit the woman. And there is a kid laying down. That's the one who got his stomach cut open. This is very hard to watch. Please look away if you can't handle blood.
Are you serious? Is it real? Who is that?
You see how fast that happened?
Is this real? That's not Bart! That's not Bart! That's not Bart!
Oh, don't worry about them. You see that, though? Look how quick that happened. This is a 3-minute video. It doesn't even happen. Do you see that? This guy goes, "You're looking for little girls." That's not what he said. And now they're all saying, "You're looking for little girls." Yeah, they're not laughing. Even right then and there, do you see that? The video didn't stop from when we first saw it. We heard everything. He never said, "I'm looking for little girls." They even replayed it over and over in court. He never said that. But this kid says, "I didn't have the video on when that happened, so they looked at other video." He never said that. They made that up and started screaming that at him. And you see that moment, the guy says that as if he knows. Well, obviously he knows. He's like, "I'm filming it." He is cognizant that shit's about to go awry, so much to the point that he makes up a lie to justify what they are about to do, in my opinion. Very true, Hudson. And the kid says, "We got it on camera." And that woman put her phone in his face. So here's what I think happened right there. And because they do show you another camera angle, you can see both of his hands. He did not punch her. Watch what she does with her phone. Nope, we didn't go far back enough. We're almost done with this. I don't want to watch much of this. Watch her phone when she holds it up. It's like a white or light blue phone. Watch right here. See that? I think that she hit him in the face with the edge of her phone, like tapped it on him. That's what it looked like to me. And then he pushed her hand down, not even her, to stop her from doing that, from making contact, physical contact with his face, which is battery and assault, at least in Texas. I don't know about there. But the second he pushes her hand down and makes that contact, they push him. They get him in the head, and then they start whooping on him. Boom. Push. Down on the ground. Now he's back up. You hit a woman, you hit a woman. Now they push him. See how he's already got the knife with the blood? Because while he was down on the ground, it went down. During the trial, the kid said they were trying to hold him down. He didn't stab anyone until after he was tackled. Exactly. They're standing around while he was in the water. And see, the thing is, he didn't even start stabbing them until he had gotten back up, I believe. It happens right after he gets back up because they're coming at him again.
Is this real? Like, that's not Bart! That's not Bart! That's not Bart! That's not Bart! That's not Isaac!
No, Melly was just in protective Melly mode. She's fine.
Oh my God!
Yep.
This isn't real! This isn't real!
And see, I would even argue that poor kid screaming, I hate to say poor kid. How is the law still hazy after all of this, Minnesota? Maybe you guys need some joints for fuck's sake with all this going on. Jesus Christ. This was hard to consume. This was hard to see. Now let's finish the other one, okay? Oh, I know, honey. Now let's look at the sentencing because he was found guilty. So we're going to watch the sentencing. And look at, this is the same guy. Can you believe this is the same guy? Yeah, he stabbed them after that. Yep. Yeah, I know, honey. He wants to go back out again. All right. So let's watch it with that in our minds, okay? Here we go.
Class B felony. With the dangerous weapon enhancer, the maximum possible penalty
I'm going
is
back, sorry.
Mr. Miu appears today in court for sentencing. Count 1 is first-degree reckless homicide, which is a Class B felony. With the dangerous weapon enhancer, the maximum possible penalty is 45 years of incarceration, initial confinement, and 20 years of extended supervision. On counts 2 through 5, Mr. Miu appears for sentencing on first-degree reckless endangerment, Class F felonies with the dangerous weapon enhancer. The maximum possible penalties are 12.5 years initial confinement and 5 years of extended supervision. Last count 6 is battery. That is a misdemeanor. With the dangerous weapon enhancer, he faces a maximum possible sentence of 15 months. In preparation for today's sentencing, I reviewed a number of materials. First, I reviewed the pre-sentence investigation report prepared by the Department of Corrections. It's a 43-page report that provided me with information that I knew and information that I did not know about Mr. Miu, about his victims, families, about Mr. Miu's background, about all aspects of this case, many of which were talked about today. That PSI report also included a sentencing recommendation. I also reviewed Mr. Nelson's sentencing memorandum. It too was very helpful. It provided more information about Mr. Miu and his background, and I valued that information. Mr. Nelson submitted numerous letters from Mr. Miu's personal friends and coworkers. I read all of those. I also read the relevant portions of the file, including the complaint, the jury instructions, and the verdict. In a moment, I will pronounce a sentence that I believe is just and fair. When deciding on a sentence, I must consider the gravity of the offense, including the effect on the victims. I must consider Mr. Miu's character and his rehabilitative needs. I must consider the need to protect the public. The sentence must be based on the facts of the case and the law, not personal consideration.
I gotta pause here. Sorry, I'm eating a cookie. I shouldn't even do this, but before I forget, this part where the judge says, I need to consider the safety of the public. What do you think about that? Because when he's talking about the public, he's talking about the general public, right? In a normal situation. Do you think the general public would gather 10, 12, and just for no reason start screaming and pushing and calling him a pedo? And if they did, and it was outside and they were adults and he was armed and he shot them, do you think he'd get off? Because I think he would. Is it because it's a knife? Is it because of their age? What do you guys think?
Passions, or
I think the safety of the general public is fine whether he's in or out. It changes nothing, because I don't think the general public would have done what those kids did regularly on an everyday basis, just doing normal shit. I think this was the response to a crime committed against him. That's my opinion. What do you think?
prejudices.
I'm going to show your opinions as we listen.
But judges in Wisconsin have a great deal of discretion when imposing a sentence. Unlike many jurisdictions, we do not have sentencing guidelines or grids to follow. I want all of you to know that I have given this case a great deal of thought. I take my responsibility seriously. There is nothing more difficult or more solemn than imposing a sentence on another human being. As far as the gravity of the offense, the jury has spoken. Any efforts to relitigate this case are simply without merit. I firmly believe that the American criminal justice system is the best ever devised. It's not perfect, but I cannot think of a system of justice that is better at finding the truth while preserving the rights of the accused. In this case, 12 jurors reached a unanimous verdict. These 12 jurors were selected from a panel of more than 150 people.
Agreed, rats. Agreed.
I, along with the attorneys for both sides, chose these jurors because they could be fair and impartial.
Well, you chose wrong, motherfucker.
The jurors came from all corners of our great county. They came from all walks of life. They were men, they were women, they were young, they were old. They listened to 8 days of intense trial testimony. They examined dozens of exhibits. They deliberated for 8 hours. In the end, they reached a unanimous verdict and found beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Miu was guilty of reckless homicide, reckless endangerment, and battery. Now, there are 2 key takeaways from this jury's verdict that I want to mention. First, the jury rejected the state's claim that Mr. Miu intended to kill Isaac Schumann or the surviving stabbing victims.
True. That's
In
one
other
thing
words,
they
the jury
did.
rejected the most serious crimes that would have sent Mr. Miu to prison for the rest of his life.
Good. At least they did that.
Second, the jury rejected Mr. Miu's claims of self-defense. That means Mr. Miu did not reasonably believe that he was preventing or terminating an unlawful interference with his person, or he did not reasonably believe the force used was necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself.
Bullshit.
This jury found Mr. Miu guilty of reckless homicide and 4 counts of reckless endangerment. These crimes are serious. They mean that Mr. Miu did not think about the consequences of his behavior and that he showed utter disregard for life when he stabbed 5 people. For that, he will be held accountable, but the court sentence must reflect the reality that it was reckless conduct that the jury found him guilty of, not intentional conduct, which is punishable much more harshly.
Yep. I agree, Vicky.
In weighing the gravity of the offense, I consider the impact these crimes have had on the victims. The battery to Madison Cohen was unjustified.
Deborah's right.
While
He had a gun.
she did not suffer any permanent physical injuries, she has mentally suffered over this entire ordeal.
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
The battery to Madison Cohen was unjustified.
That is the woman who tapped her phone against his head, in my opinion, based on what we saw. Assuming that he punched her, which we didn't see in any video footage.
While
The thing that set it all in motion, really, as far as getting physical, they had no proof of.
she did not suffer any permanent physical injuries, she had
Gee, I wonder why she didn't have any fucking physical injuries. Maybe because nothing fucking physical happened to her, you fucking dipshits.
mentally suffered over this entire
Not you
ordeal.
guys, the fucking judge. He pisses me off.
She described to the PSI author the toll this case has taken and continues to take on her. This offense has devastated Isaac Schuman's parents and stepfather. No parent should have to endure the loss of a child. They have had to cope with the senseless death of a loved one while enduring the weight of the criminal justice system that can be slow.
See, that's another part I disagree with. I'm sorry. The senseless? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't? After what you saw, that doesn't make, I mean, it's not fair that he died. It wasn't an even keel comparably, but does it make sense? If you watch it, it does. I know Mookie's the Mookie's hates that judge. Let's keep going.
Slow, confusing, and sometimes frustrating to victims. To you and to your family, there are probably no words that I can say today that will alleviate your grief. But I would be remiss for not expressing my sincere condolences to all of you. I am sorry for your loss and what you've had to endure. Although it must have been difficult, I appreciate each of you speaking today and sharing a glimpse into Isaac's life and who he was. It sounds like he was a wonderful person, bright young man who had an unlimited future. And for that, we in this community have lost. A.J. Martin and Riley Madison would have died on that riverbank had it not been for the swift action of law enforcement and EMTs and other tubers who helped to treat their wounds and stabilize their condition. They had long hospital stays, but they were very fortunate to receive high-quality medical treatment that restored their health. But we heard from them about the toll this matter has taken on their health, their mental psyche, and their prospects for the future. Anthony Carlson and Dante Carlson's wounds were less severe, but the risk to life was still present.
Let's talk for a second, because I'm seeing a lot of really great opinions. Some I maybe didn't agree with until now. Honestly, seeing it again really changes things. And seeing your opinions changes things, because at first I thought maybe I was a monster for thinking that this guy was somewhat justified. Again, as someone who has been through something similar with a literal gang surrounding me. I don't know. Maybe that's why. Am I biased? I don't know. You know, but in his case, he was the one with the weapon. If I had a knife that day, I did have mace. I didn't think, though. That's the thing. I think, okay, let me just say this. I think that's what bothers me. I was holding mace and I didn't spray it because I was explained by a therapist that when you're in fight flight, you don't really get to choose what happens. It's just how you react, you know? If I was holding, and by the way, I have to say, where is it? There you are. PA Native and Nature Girl, welcome. Welcome to YouTube. Listen, if I had a knife that day, like I had pepper spray, or what do you call it, mace, but I was punching her holding it. I didn't think to spray it, right? If I had a knife, I wouldn't really sit there and think or consider how I was using it, I think. Because in retrospect, it's like you don't really choose how you react, and whatever you're holding is your weapon. What do you think about that? I mean, it's based on racism and bigotry. Unlike a lot of European systems, it's true. That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. The decision is bullshit. If he spoke perfect English, would we be here? I say no. Good point. Whenever Americans say our judicial system is the best in the world, it's straight cope. True. Otherwise, we wouldn't have so many fucking innocent people, not just in prison, but on death row even. It's crazy, isn't it? YBE, tell me the truth. Like, don't you think we would be so much better off if we just adopted the European style? I think so. I feel like writing this guy, that was going to be something I suggest. Quit reading my mind, Jesse. While Hudson finds his prison wife. We got a lot of ladies in the chat. Is he married? I don't want to disrespect his wife, but if he just needs a friend or some support, I hate to say it, but we're supporting a stabber, you guys. At least supporting, his spirit, because this sucks for him. I hate to say it. If I was in his position, who knows? Probably would. I think if anybody was in his position, might have had the same response. Apparently, there's crazy shit that kicks off at that rafting event every year, all fueled by alcohol, assaults, essays. Oh, Jesus. It is wild how different and similar this is to the Ashley B case. Yes. This was in Wisconsin, right? Or was it Minnesota? I always get them fucked up. Don't know why. Hold on. I need to make sure I say it right. I think it was I think it's Minnesota, right? Minneapolis, St. Paul. Let me check. Wisconsin. No, it's Wisconsin. Yeah. I always fuck up because Appleton is right there. So it seemed deceptive. Okay, let's see. Good-looking young people against a foreign-born adult with a weapon. Yep. Yeah, the judge needs something. He definitely needs CRT. I bet if he was out, he would seek help. Now put him where he can be helped with PTSD he had and has. He might have it. We don't know, but I think he has it from this, definitely. Point for the defendant. It's only the best justice system if you're a white man with which this judge is. True. He looks so broken. Point for state. And only a mega white, mega privileged man would sit at that bench and praise the American justice system. There are worse, but we should never stop criticizing ours. That's a great point. I often say, like, people can tell me I do a good job, but I'm still going to find the flaws. I think that's what keeps me wanting to do better or be better if I can at things and in life. So I think doing the same for our judicial system is what we kind of owe to the people who fought to, for this country and to make it better in the past, because it used to be much worse. People used to get flogged. It was really fucking crazy. Common law versus, oh my God. The past was nuts. But we need to keep going. We can't just stop. We're not perfect. We should strive to be. Exactly. What the fuck else was he supposed to believe in that situation? He was thinking about not being beat to death or drowned. The fact it was a knife and he had to be close there. Yeah, it had to be close contact, and they were that close. And at the point when they hit him in the head and they were all on top of him, like he could have been drowned. People are thinking, like, what are those kids going to do? I remember seeing a lot of those comments when this trial was going on. But here's the deal. It's not just kicking and punching. Like, they could have held him under the water and drowned him. Yeah, Wisconsin. The loudmouth drunken one in his face. Okay. Much love to the fellow cult members, and Dad, have a great night. Thank you for some late night viewing. Hey, you're welcome. And thank you for fucking being a member. We love ya. The lady in the back looks like Skylar from Breaking Bad. She does. Oh my God. I see who you're talking about. Dad's boyfriend's doing very good at Fortnite right now. If you hear that, have you met Americans? They're all about youth culture. Old people equals bad and wrong. Yep. Welcome to America. PA Native in Nature girl. Thank you again. So now I'm in a cult. Yay. Where do I get the Kool-Aid? It's called Snarkleberry Finn, and we'll have it soon. This judge is just too much. Yeah, I fucking hate this judge. Like, I'm sorry. I don't hate anybody except maybe Hitler and a couple other people, but
Obviously,
I don't like
because the knife was directed into their torso,
tribalism,
near vital organs. But they fortunately have survived. Each of these surviving stabbing victims suffered permanent physical disfigurement. That can't be overlooked. And we've heard from A.J. Martin just about how that disfigurement can affect one's life. In assessing Mr. Miu's character, I must consider his conduct on July 30. Mr. Miu's crimes were the product of circumstance, not intent. Mr. Miu was not looking to cause trouble or hurt anyone, but he made a series of very poor decisions. When confronted with words and boorish taunts and insults, Mr. Miu drew a knife and he struck Madison Cohen. That quickly culminated in senseless, lethal violence. He left the scene, leaving his victims to die, while casually floating past them and emergency workers as if nothing had happened.
Hudson, I think, I could be wrong. I think this was a case where they did a psych eval, but they didn't bring it into evidence. I could be wrong. I'll double check. If they did one, I will either put it in the next video or email it or put it below.
He nearly reached his car. He nearly escaped the jurisdiction before law enforcement arrested him. These are terrible acts that form an indelible stain on his character.
This is a great point, Roller Girl. Lots of small towns.
There is more to Mr. Miu than his worst acts.
I like this part.
I can tell Mr. Miu has taken this case very seriously.
I'm sorry. I'm going to go back a little because I do like that. I want to point this out. Tiff makes a great point. Did the underage drinkers get their alcohol levels checked and go to jail for underage drinking? No, they didn't. I don't believe they did. Interesting how that happens here and in the Karen Reed case. Interesting how they're also trying to have a backup charge for Karen for drinking. Remember that? What about these kids? Very curious.
There is more to Mr. Miu than his worst acts. I can tell Mr. Miu has taken this case very seriously. He has been appropriate and respectful in his demeanor in court.
I believe it's 21.
I sense
Legal drinking.
that he carries a heavy burden too. I imagine he is disheartened at the prospect of prison and the uncertainty of his future.
Great thing to teach, Jenny. I agree.
But I also sense that Mr. Miu feels genuine sadness and remorse for what happened to his victims. I agree with the comments earlier that our criminal justice system is not designed in a way to allow people to apologize or to alleviate grief.
Shit, I want to point this out, Daniel. I'm so glad you said that. I forgot about that. Somebody pointed that out too, and I wanted to confirm it. Is that for sure true? If he is a mechanical engineer, we're actually losing a very great contributing member to society. I just want to say that by him being put away for this. Again, as someone who has been in the exact same almost position as him, same age range, big group of people, but I didn't have a knife, I side with him. I do not get, I think he went a little overboard, you know, but I don't think that was within his control. I really don't. However, if he did have military experience, some would argue it was in his control. However, if he had PTSD, then I go back. That's why this is complicated, I think, because we've all had different experiences. Some people might think the exact opposite, but still end up with the same conclusion I did, that he shouldn't be fucking in jail for this.
Or to show respect to victims until a day like today at sentencing. That is unfortunate, but I heard Mr. Miu's words, both today and before, and I think he is Sorry. Other than his conduct on July 30, Mr. Miu appears to be a quiet,
Say it louder.
nonviolent,
Hudson.
peaceful
Damn.
man.
Agreed.
He's never been in trouble before. He is loved by his family and friends. He's generous with his time. He helps others who are less fortunate or who are in need.
Yeah, with the parents. Fucking crazy, right?
Mr. Miu is respected in his community. Several of his personal friends and coworkers submitted letters that describe his character. Those letters were not shared in court.
I want to know who in high school got bullied by these kids, because that was not their first time ganging up on a motherfucker. I hope you guys could hear that. Who in their high school got fucking bullied? How much do you want to bet that after this happened, a lot of kids spoke out against them? I haven't even checked to see, but I'm willing to bet there are fucking stories just like what happened again in Karen Reed and the McCabe's.
Today, but some of the most common words they use to describe Mr. Miu are kind, compassionate,
This is a good point, C. Smith.
friendly.
And I hate to say it, it's probably unwarranted, but that's why it kind of drives me nuts when people are like, I don't need someone to walk me to my car. I'll be fine. You don't know you'll be fine. You don't know that. And even though I do it myself, we're all hypocrites. I have said in the past, well, if I was in this position, I would have. I mean, even that shitty. I shouldn't do that. But we all do it. Our brain, I think, naturally thinks, well, here's what I would have done, right? I'm just saying, I realized very quickly you don't really always get to choose what you would have done, especially when you're surprised.
Loyal, respectful, and honest.
Don't cry, military ma. We're putting your GFE in the chat. I mean, in the description, I promise.
Mr. Miu had to overcome great obstacles in life to achieve his place. He and his family suffered at the brutal hands of the communist regime in Romania. When he was a teenager, he and his family fled.
Jesus Christ. I didn't even notice that part. That, okay, so did my bio dad, but in Poland. One of the reasons he's here in America. It was bad back then. Same age range too. This is wild. Holy shit. I kind of feel extra bad for this dude now.
He
I've
found
heard
asylum in
stories.
the United States. Here, he adjusted to a new country, new language, new culture. He got good grades in high school. He went on to college in South Dakota. He became an engineer. He worked hard. He had a successful career. I read somewhere in my materials that the proudest moment in Mr. Miu's life was becoming an American citizen. Mr. Miu has no rehabilitative needs. That means he doesn't need rehabilitation.
Yo, so he is married. So we're not going to thirst trap him, ladies. But we should send support to him and his wife.
He has no past criminal history. He does not associate with criminals. He has never used illegal drugs. He is not an alcoholic. He has not been diagnosed with a mental health condition, although there is evidence that he's experienced PTSD from July 30 while in the jail. Mr. Miu is educated. He has vocational skills. He has life skills. He's financially secure. He has a stable home. He has positive social supports. He knows the difference between right and wrong. He doesn't need rehabilitation. I mention all of these things to acknowledge that there is a lot more to Mr. Miu than what he did on July 30.
Yo, Dumpster Juice, doesn't it remind you of Aunt Deb when she's doing the Colin impression? When she's portraying Colin and she's like, and then I gave my parents kisses and then I told them night night and I said, I love you. Like, that's how the kids were. It was fucking crazy.
I mention these things to recognize that a fair and just sentence takes into account the complete person, not just his worst acts at his lowest moment. Despite the seriousness of Mr. Miu's crimes, The evidence does not show that he poses an imminent risk to the public. Mr. Miu underwent a compass assessment, which
Holy
is
shit.
an actuarial tool that
Get out of my
measures a
head,
person's risk of
tombstones.
committing future crimes. Not surprisingly, Mr. Miu scored low risk. He's not a career criminal. He's not a violent predator.
Daniel.
Although Mr. Miu
True,
may
though.
not pose an imminent risk to the public does have a strong interest in holding people accountable who breach the social compact and commit crimes. It's the concept
True.
of punishment. Punishment is a sentencing objective.
Dapple 2 hours ago. I'm about to wrap it up.
When a person commits a serious crime, that person forfeits rights enjoyed by the law-abiding community.
Ecto cooler.
The most restrictive punishments are reserved for those who commit the most serious crimes. The punishment exacts a toll on the offender because of the harm the offender caused to the victim
True.
and the community.
Consistent insomniac has a point. Disclaimer.
Taking life and endangering the lives of others are two crimes
We don't all
that
buy
warrant
the
significant
bullshit.
punishment. Punishment for what Mr. Miu did, but also punishment that recognizes who he is and the circumstances of his crimes. Here, that punishment will involve the loss of liberty, because anything else would depreciate the seriousness of his crimes. So at this time, I will impose the following sentence on Mr. Miu. For count 1, I will impose a term of initial confinement of 20 years, followed by 6 years of extended supervision.
Bullshit.
For count 2, involving Anthony Carlson, 5 years initial confinement, followed by 5 years of extended supervision.
Bullshit.
Count 3, involving Dante Carlson, 5 years of initial confinement, followed by 5 years of extended supervision.
Bullshit.
Count 4, Alexander Martin, 6 years of initial confinement, followed by 5 years of extended supervision. Count 5, Riley
Bullshit.
Madison, 5 years initial confinement, followed by 5 years of extended supervision. Count 6, Madison Cohen,
Yeah, we'll have to
270
watch that
days
next
of
time.
jail.
Sorry, I spoke over that.
Mr. Miu is not initial
Let me
confinement.
catch up real quick. First of all, this is all bullshit. Yeah. Hopefully, Wisconsin is one of those places that will, I don't remember if they run concurrently or not, but hopefully it's one of those places that will consider time served and will give like a 2-fer or a 3-fer. In Texas, they have 3-fers where like you get a third of your sentence on average. I would not float the river here and now. It's just crazy with drink. Yeah, it's like that here too. But I mean, I've honestly never seen, I can't think of a time, I mean, other than getting jumped, I can't think of a time in real life where I've seen anybody gang up on someone quite like that at all. That was very shocking behavior. Like, it was really shocking. I can't believe those kids did that. I don't think that would, I hope it wouldn't happen here. I mean, I'm sure it has, but people don't behave like that down here. They usually, at most, they'll wave guns at each other, and then they'll stop and go, "Hey, what kind is that?" And then they'll talk about it. Like, it's fucking wild. But like, yeah, this is just nuts, you know? Yeah, he originally lied to the police, which didn't help his case at all. And see, that part I also struggle with. I've heard that. I remember they mentioned it, and I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, like, can I blame him? He just fucking maybe realized what he did, or maybe he was in shock. I don't know. Also, what I know there's body cam of it. I'd like to go back and rewatch it. We'll show it next time because I do have to go soon. We did not get to all the points, but we got to half of them. So I'm going to let him finish giving the sentence, and then I'm gonna tell you the point, and then I'm gonna get out of here, and we'll continue with the rest on the list tomorrow. And yeah, don't forget, we're gonna put some stuff probably an hour or two after this video goes up. I'm gonna have a link to a GoFundMe in there for Military Ma. If any of you guys have any cool shit you want me to pimp, or, you know, like I said earlier, you're in a crisis, you need help, anything, like, If you know somebody whose house burned down, you got to go fund me. We might even make a fucking Discord for it. Who knows? So if anybody wants to donate to good causes, I know that there's some autism organizations I was going to put in some links. Maybe we'll just have like a whole donation section where it's got different shit you can donate to that's dope as fuck. Okay. So, but after the video, you'll see stuff in the links below, including I'll put in some, if you want to put money on his books, shit, I'll put that link. I'll figure out where the hell this dude is. You can write to him. Be like, yo, dude, eat some food. It's going to be okay. We fuck with you. You're all right. Sorry, all that bad stuff happened to you in Romania. You ever seen a potato cat? Cheer up, buddy. Here's a quip. Here's a funny joke. Maybe you could tell it in jail. Let's figure out his talent. Let's get him a talent in jail so that he is highly sought after and protected. All right, let's keep going.
Followed by 5 years of extended supervision.
I did speed it up a little.
Count 6, Madison Cohen, 270 days of jail. Mr. Miu is not eligible for challenge incarceration program or the earned release program due to his age and the nature of these offenses. The sentences on all 6 counts will run concurrent. I am imposing a concurrent sentence because Mr. Miu's conduct toward each of his victims was part of a single continuous act over a short period of time. The periods of confinement take into consideration Mr. Miu's entire behavior, not just the behavior directed at any one particular individual. The conditions of extended supervision will include the following: maintain absolute sobriety, no possession of drugs or alcohol. You shall not enter any establishment where the primary purpose is the sale of alcohol. This will include places like bars, taverns, liquor stores, beer tents, and the like. You must complete an AODA assessment. You must comply with all recommendations of the Compass Assessment and the Department of Corrections. You must pay court costs and DNA surcharge on each count. You must submit a DNA sample. He may not have any contact with Isaac Schumann's family, including Elena and Donnie Hernandez and Scott Schumann. He may not have contact with Alexander.
We talked about in one live how you got to find your talent before you get to jail and think about that shit. What would your jail talent be? That way, if you ever end up in there, people don't want to kill you or beat your ass. They're like, hey, don't do that. She's a ballerina. We like watching her dance, you know? Hey, don't do that. She knits all of our hoodies. Hey, don't do that. He makes the best prison wine, you know? Figure out your talent so when you get there, if you're going to be a prison lawyer, you better know the law, you know? You got to be of value to the prisoners so they don't want to beat your ass. Here we go.
Martin, Riley Madison, Anthony Carlson, Dante Carlson, or Madison Cohen. He is responsible for restitution. The state must submit its restitution demand within 30 days. The defense may have 30 days thereafter to object. If there is an objection, the matter will be scheduled for a restitution hearing. Because Mr. Miu is convicted of serious felonies, he may not possess firearms, he may not possess body armor. He may not vote or hold public office until his civil rights are restored. If he were to do any of those things contrary to law, he would subject himself to additional criminal penalties. If he violates the no contact orders, he may also subject himself to additional criminal penalties. Does the state agree on the credit calculation, 732 days?
Yes.
All right, 732 days credit. Mr. Miu is remanded to the custody of the sheriff for delivery to the Dodge Reception Center.
Okay.
Anything else for today, Mr. Anderson?
No.
Mr. Nelson?
No, Judge.
All right. Thank you all.
All right, that's it. So here's why I brought this up, and then we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to Polish goodbye as soon as I say this. This is my Jerry Springer final thought for tonight. If you have kids and they're acting like little fucking dickheads, if they're bullying someone in school, if you even catch a whiff of them bullying someone, I'm not telling you how to parent, but as your dad, their grandparent, I have to suggest. I have to make the suggestion that you freak them out and show them this shit. Show them the video. It's way too graphic for any child to see, but if your kid's being a dickhead, it's either have this happen to them or show them what happens if they fuck around and find out. We'll edit in an FAFO later. We won't do that. I'm too lazy. But listen, might I suggest, if you got a little kid and you're worried he's going to be a prick, just like that family member you don't like, show them this shit. Show them this shit. This is what happens. This is what happens to pricks and weirdos who bully the fuck out of people. If you're going to bully someone, assume that they are a product of a communist Romanian regime with military training and a big fucking knife. Always assume that about every individual from now on. And let me show you why, kids. And then while they're standing there, pale as fuck, thinking about that guy who they threatened to fuck his mom on Xbox, they're going to be thinking, fuck, maybe I shouldn't do that shit anymore. Is that good parenting? Probably not. But will your kid bully a Romanian guy at the lake until he fucking disembowels him? No, that probably won't happen once they see this. In fact, they might remember this many times, and it might stop them from doing smaller things or bigger things. Thinking about, and also show them the weight loss and weight gain. This is what happens when you get sad. So, if you ever start to feel sad, and you start seeing yourself emaciate and waste away, maybe recognize there's a problem and come talk to mom and dad. If your friends are acting like this, you might feel this thing called tribalism. Here's how you handle that. There are so many lessons we can learn from this. If your kid doesn't know empathy or has psychopathic tendencies, his testimony or his response, his apology, that would be a good way to teach it to them. I don't know. I mean, that's a tall fucking order, but it happens. I'm just saying there's a lot we can learn here. You can show them how not to parent, or you can show yourself how not to parent. Hey, don't give a bunch of kids who are already being assholes a bunch of booze and enable them to attack a Romanian man with military training who's an engineer and has a clear history at the lake because he also might have a knife. These are just suggestions. But my final thought is this. And it sounds like a leap or a stretch. It's fucking not. I've seen a lot of people making a lot of money and creating very wildly entertaining clickbait and producing content. And when I say content, I mean both the media, conspiracy theorists online who are writing on every forum imaginable, and people actually making videos on YouTube and different platforms with people who say that when it comes to Brian Kohberger, that's the leap, we've taken it. One of the things that makes them know without a doubt it's a conspiracy is because of the amount of time he would have had. He only had a couple of minutes. How could he do that in a couple of minutes? And that completely transforms them into not seeing anything else credible at that point. They can't allow it because they can't get past that. To them, I say, watch this. This guy didn't even know he was going to stab anyone that day. This guy didn't even know he was going to get ganged up upon. This guy didn't even fucking plan it. And look what he did. Imagine they weren't bullying him. Imagine he was the evil person the media wanted him to be. Imagine he did plan it and they weren't all attacking him. Imagine they were floating quietly, saying nothing. Their eyes closed. Imagine it was at night. Now imagine, imagine it's day because one of them had just gotten their food and the light was still on. So imagine all of this. Don't you think it could have even happened faster than you once thought? This happened in a minute, less than a minute. We saw it all go down. They had time to taunt him. That was a 3-minute video. The action was only happening in the middle minute, maybe minute 12 seconds, I believe. 10 to 12 seconds. Look at all that happened. Look at all the people. One guy got killed. One got disemboweled. A bunch of them got cut up. A woman supposedly got punched. There was taunting. There was screaming. There was buildup. There was a climax. It was like a fucking movie. It's like goddamn Titanic. This is when the ship sinks. It happens so fast. So imagine you plan it for months, maybe even years. And you've got a bigger knife and you've got sleeping victims who are caught unawaresies. And they're not moving. Now, can you imagine him getting it all done? Lonely old him. Now, I don't give a fuck if there was one or two people, but I think thus far the evidence shows, and what we've been told is that there's one. So anything otherwise, without clear and convincing evidence, is a conspiracy, especially blaming people who committed suicide, who have yet to be included in any evidence for a trial that's fucking happening. Nobody by the defense or otherwise has been brought forth as this person did it. And then I want you to think about Richard Allen. He had 2 little girls and a gun, allegedly. Why is it so hard to believe he couldn't do what he did quickly? These are 2 cases that are wrought with conspiracy. These are 2 cases where the main argument I see constantly is, I just don't see how they could get it done in that time. Think about this dude who didn't even know he was going to get attacked or stab someone that day. Look what he did. How can you not? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. The Hoogan's ass is clearing up. He's not itchy anymore. We love that for him. The Snoopy Doopa store, it's open. We're putting new prints in soon. It's going to be great. Also, make sure that you look below for Military Mom's GoFundMe after this, because we have to get her storage unit or something. I need to go back and read it. I'm a little distracted. Also, Dad's boyfriend, you guys want to see him on the channel? He doesn't want to. Let's peer pressure him into doing it. Yay, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Last thing, make sure that you check out your Aunt Deborah, Rock Chalk, who we fucking love, Jay, aka Aunt Chai. We've got Grizzly in the lexicon. The squad is strong because we got Duty Ron and Duty Ed. And of course, we have Sister Attorney Melanie, aka Bay. But God, the squad runs deep. The squad runs hard. And I really, truly think that this cult is really coming together. We just need doilies. We've turned this trap house into a trap home, and I'm very proud of you all. The Discord is fucking popping. We're getting places with Henry Bedard Jr. Thank you to Walk Among the Tombstones and everybody else who is single-handedly carrying this shit on their back like Atlas Shrugged. I love you. Think about you. I think you're the best. I appreciate you. And by God, thank you to all the members who have made it a month. You're the best. Anyway, next time, we're going to talk about all kinds of things. I really think we can get OnlyFlans off the ground. I do think people want to see desserts that look like jiggly tits. I also think that a lot of people like flan, and I think that there are a lot of different recipes we can come up with. And I think that we can sell desserts like sex. So why not? Let's do it. We need to get Hudson a prison wife. Please put your ideas in the Discord. The link is below. I love you all. You're the best. Hoogan sends his regards. Your dad's boyfriend's doing something very naughty and inappropriate on the other side of the sink. So I gotta go. Love you, kids. You're the best.